Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the IndieQuebec.com interview series hosted by the Prez. Here today with me, I have a great guest. He is what I would call a young veteran in the sport. He is not only one of the top wrestlers from not only his area, but his name is getting out there everywhere in Quebec. But he is also an administrator in wrestling, which is quite a big job, quite a big responsibility. And we're going to get into that with him right here today. He is none other than the raccoon himself, Jason Petitclerc. How are you, my friend?
I'm kind of tired. Been doing a lot of shifts, like, with Christmas, been doing 2 hours shifts and not 2 hours, 12 hours, 14-hour shift, 7 days in a row, 2 days off, going back 7 days again. It's kind of hard being the raccoon right now, but at least wrestling has stopped, so giving me a break a little bit, but I'm not happy about that break. Look at my dark circle. No, and no rest for the raccoon. So
Yes,
yeah, thanks for having me. I'm really happy to be here. I know you're starting your new website pretty soon, so
yes.
yeah, I'm kind of looking into that a little bit. There is not enough of website Quebec wrestling website where we're gonna talk about wrestling, Quebec wrestling, and English too, eh?
That's right. That's right. We're trying to really bring something a bit new and try to put the spotlight here on the Quebec wrestling scene.
Yeah, well, I'm happy to be like in your first, let's say, guest group or something to be able to help like setting that thing up. So I'm kind of proud for you to have me like here talk to you about it. So
Thanks. Yeah, it's you were one of my first choices, and you're actually the youngest in my first block of guests. But I'd
okay.
say, like I said, you're like a young veteran. So you started in 2004. Is
Yeah,
that right?
that's right. Yeah, that's right. I started getting into rings, like wrestling rings, in like 2002. I was pretty young. My uncle is a wrestler, and I started getting into rings like in 2002, I think, like January maybe. That's
January
pretty,
2002.
yeah, 2002. And I was me and my friends were kind of loaning a ring, and we were paying for it like $60 an hour, and we're just like wrestling. It was a boxing ring. It was pretty rough. We're like doing wrestling moves, and we were filming ourselves and stuff. And there was an actual promotion in my town, and I didn't know
Was
them
this in
that much.
Sorel?
Yeah, that's in Sorel. It
Okay.
was called the XWF, and the promoter came to see who were those idiots like trying to wrestle and stuff. And he came in the door with a couple of wrestlers, and they were looking at us doing stuff in the ring, and one of them like saw me and was like, "You're kind of good. You should like come try XWF and stuff." That's in 2004. I think it was in maybe March, April or something. So I want to see a show, and I help with the ring and stuff. And next thing I know, I'm signed there. So like I'm training with them and like doing like some VIPs match and stuff like this. Not an actual role. Back then, it was not like it is today. I mean, you needed like to job, to ref, to be the punching bag. You need to pay your dues.
Be the
Nowadays,
security
it's
guard and all that for like 2
yeah.
years
Well,
before
nowadays you just make a gimmick and you say I want to wrestle and you just go
someone will
wrestle.
book you.
Yeah, and I fucking hate it. I mean, you need back then you needed to pay your dues, and the fact that I hate it is not because they don't have to pay your dues, is because some of them don't respect the people that pay their dues. They're
That's
gonna
right.
compare. Gonna compare. Let's just say a young guy. Yeah, any like a spot fest monkey, whatever. Is gonna. I'm just going to give a guy name, and it's not the spot fest guy. I mean, a guy like Brad Alexis bust his ass like when he was young. And he pay his dues. And some people are gonna come up to him and just, I'm not gonna say not respect him, but not acknowledge that maybe, respect the
Yeah.
guy because he put the floor you're wrestling on it, he paid his dues back then, and just for paying dues, you got to respect the person. And there's a lot of guys like this that pay their dues a lot. You were jobbing for years before you're having your first like actual match where you were not jobbing. And I remember they made me bum on cement and on the floor outside and stuff. It was pretty
My
rough.
God.
Yeah, that well, it was like this in 2002, 3, 4. So that's how I started. I mean, and I did that until 2006, 7, I think, before I
With
actually,
XWF?
yeah, my first actual match that I earned because I was a punching bag for years, and I did some referee stuff and everything like an utility player. So I paid my dues, started in 2007, like actually. I did some rumbles and some managing role and stuff like this, but I don't count that like, you know, it's experience. It's another experience, but
You
actual
really
in-ring
consider your
debut.
career start when you start having regular
No, no,
matches?
not at all. I'm a young veteran, but I my career started in my head in 2017. I was just getting experience, but a career is when people start caring about you, I think.
Well, that might be a good mentality that some people might take away from this.
Well, there are some people saying I've been wrestling for 22 years and they can even do like a good clinch.
Right.
It's not because you did your first match back then that you've been wrestling. You can have been like wrestling 4 times a year or once a year or whatever. It's not like experience. I count experience with the matchup you had, how many matchup you had. So in 2019, I probably like did 70 matches. That's pretty good. That's
That's a
more
good
than once a
year.
week.
That's a good
So
year.
for me, that's wrestling. You know uh, that's the way I count experience. But I still started back then, and I did some pretty cool stuff because that promotion XWF was kind of closed. We will call it a federation, and we had the right to call it a federation because we wouldn't allow other wrestlers to come to our federation, and our wrestlers didn't go outside. It
Okay,
was
it was
just
like
the local guys. It's always the same guy. We're like 30 from Sorel, and it was this. So that's why we call it a federation, not a promotion. And but as a group, we kind of did a lot of good stuff, even if the talent was kind of limited. Because if you don't wrestle the great guys in Quebec, you know,
yeah, yeah.
back
How
then,
you weren't
they
really
yeah,
wrestling against the bigger top name guys who would go on to do bigger
yeah,
things. But I'm sure within your group, you guys put on some big shows at some points. And
yeah. Of course, we did shows in front of 800 people in my time.
wow,
That's kind of crazy, and I was the main event, so kudos to
that's
me.
great.
But yeah,
But
and the thing is with that is we were kind of good, but we weren't great because to be great, you need to face the best. But we had the experience. So fast forward in 2016, 17, when we started XZW, I kind of started like I met PCO, I wrestled PCO, we did a stunt with Raven and stuff, and they
but
kind of
wait,
made
just 1 second. So XWF became an evolution into XZW. Is
no,
that
there
right?
was another one in between, but I'm just saying when I started going outside and making a name for myself, it was because of PCO and some people that told me to get out. And when I get out, uh, people, I had a lot of experience. So think that's the reason I explode when I came into the scene because I haven't been on
You
the
were
scene
like a
for a
fresh
while.
face, but you had experience. So they were like, wow, where's this guy been our whole lives?
Yeah, that's it. So basically, you never hear talking about me. Then I fight PCO, and I'm doing my stunt with Raven in 2018 start, and I'm the poster boy for XZW, the marquee name. And then you're hearing from like you're seeing my face everywhere after. So the reason is I think is because I had a lot of experience and a good psychology. So I was getting booked as a main eventer everywhere. So that's kind of neat, but that came from the experience. But XWF was kind of cool because we became after like FLBR. That was the name. But when we were
I've heard that name
XWF,
before.
yeah, that it was XWF, FLBR, and then XZW. But the first two, it was kind of cool because we're a federation. We won't allow like other wrestlers to come, etc., etc. And we're not even mentioned in like Quebec promotions. Like
Like
when
any,
you
no
did a
one heard of you
ranking.
guys.
Yes, but they didn't rank us because we don't go somewhere else. We don't do that stuff. So Jason Petitclerc was not wrestling anywhere else but XWF or FLBR. So when they did some rankings, because yeah, back then they were rankings and almanac and stuff like this. We were not even like it was
You,
32
no one would. You
promotion or
guys weren't even
whatever.
included in that.
Yeah, but they knew where we existed. They just didn't include us because they had no clue. But
Right.
we did shows in front of 800 people, 700, 900, like a lot of
That's
people.
a real hidden gem.
Yeah, of course. And we were with Opération Face
Yeah.
Yeah, we
Son
were.
you.
They were our sponsor.
Wow.
So
That's
yeah,
good.
we made shows, those big shows, and we gave money to them. Like, and I went to TV once to give a check. Like so, and that
Nice.
year I think it was 2011 or 12. You could see my face on TV giving a check from the FLBR to l'Opération Soleil. So it was
So
kind of
like
nice.
at the time, FLBR is in Sorel.
Yeah,
Oh, it's probably getting bigger crowds than most of the shows that are happening in Montreal at the time, but no one,
yeah.
everyone in Montreal is like having their little promotional wars, and they're not even realizing what's going on in Sorel at all.
We had a lot of funs. I mean, we had some cool stuff, like some cool lights and good visual and stuff like this, but nobody knew. But we had a lot of funs. I have some pictures back then that you can look and you can see what the fuck, where is he wrestling? That's cool. There's some lights and stuff, and I'm in the shadow, with that dark face. Well, that was at FLBR, and it was some of the shows I had the most fun. Let's just say that. We were a really tight group. But I'm going to tell you some story about that.
Sure.
Um, of course, I was the main event because one of my strengths is I draw. So the raccoon is not the best on the card. I'm a great grappler. I'm a good clincher. I'm a good puncher, but I'm not technical. I'm not a high flyer. I'm you know. A little bit of John Moxley, Austin, Mick Foley. That's what you're gonna get from me. But I draw. That's the thing. So you book the raccoon, people are gonna come to see me because I know people from everywhere.
And
So
that every
you,
promoter loves that. That's
yeah,
definitely
but they don't book me. That's the thing. I talked about it on Juffo podcast, and Prophet was like, this is Jason who was kind of introducing me, and he was talking like I was underestimated, and he's not. I've been booked to a lot of places, but I'm still shy of those big places. And he's like, they should book you because they will make money off you. Because most of the wrestlers, you pay them and they don't bring you back cash, but I do.
there
so
you go.
but yeah, maybe because I'm a promoter, they want me to like to book them first, or I don't know. There's some stuff going on,
There's
but
there's a lot of politics in Quebec wrestling.
yeah,
That's
but I'm having
definitely for
fun with my
sure.
own stuff, so who cares? But yeah, so I was the poster boy for FLBR because let's say a show we had 200 people, I will sell 125 on my own.
That's great.
Yeah, and some little facts from back then. I tried to enter NCW in like 2009, I think, 10, and I was waiting for a guy that said, "Oh, wait for me. I'm too shy to go alone." I waited. It never came, so I never went. And Lufisto told us, you guys need to. It was me and Phil. His name is Phil, from the Rock and Roll Tag Team. Don't
Yep.
know if you heard about that. Well, they said you're pretty good. Lufisto said you need to get out of here. But Phil kind of choked, and me, I wasn't choking that much. But the thing is, the promoter kind of manipulated me to stay because I was missing like a father my whole life, and he kind of acted like a dad figure to me, kind of not really a dad figure, but he was talking to me like he was, and it was
So you
manipulating
felt
me.
very loyal to him, like for sure, right?
Yeah, yeah, because of some things he told me, and he kind of needed me for his shows because of ticket sales, so he couldn't afford to lose me. So
If you're
told me some
drawing
stuff.
that much, for sure, he's not going to want to lose you. Like,
Yeah, but I don't remember what he told me, but it kind of made me choke too. So, but at the end of the day, he didn't care about me for real. That's the thing.
at the end,
So
yeah. So
he didn't care. Yeah, when he left wrestling, he just ditched us, deleted us from everywhere. So he didn't care. He didn't care. So he was just using me for the ticket sale, I guess. But when I was like selling him tickets, I was the champ. So when the XWF switched to FLBR, we were in front of 600, 700 people, and I became the first champion of FLBR at the main event, the first one for the Teleton. So it was kind of cool. And I became 2 or 3 time FLBR champion. There's a picture of me with that title on Facebook. It's a big gold title. It's pretty neat. And yeah, so some stuff happened. He kind of sold because yeah, I kind of left him because of an argument with another guy. I kind of left for a year, and let's just say he kind of losing money because I wasn't there. He tried to bring me back. I made his sell go up a little bit, but I think it was too late, and he wasn't making the cash he wanted to make. So he sold it to a guy that wasn't like good enough to do it, and the guy got cancer.
oh
And
my God.
yeah, the guy that bought got cancer. It was leukemia and stuff, and he fought it once, and then it got back again, but worse. And I remember him saying, "There's a guy that's going to come. That's in 2016. That's going to come to check up the ring. He wants to buy the ring to bring it to his backyard to do some stuff in it." And he told me, I want you to do the sale for me because I'm on the verge of dying. So I'm like, oh, sure, sure. So I
That's
called I called the
pretty
last
pretty dramatic story for wrestling.
yeah, there's a worse one. So let's just wait. So he kind of becomes sick. He's not even there anymore. So he's just screaming and yelling at people. But the guy came to buy the ring. So I announced the FLBR show because he came the day of the show, the last show. And the guy just saw money into me. So he bought the ring and he created XZW because he wanted to make money off me because of my
God.
sales and stuff. So that's how XZW was created. And I became his right arm right away because I became his friend.
Right away,
So
did you guys have a connection?
yeah, yeah, right away. And it's a funny story because before coming to buy, he looked some videos on the internet, and he uh, he had this idea of what if he made a promotion, who he wanted on top, and how he was going to handle the thing. And the funny story is he was thinking about his first heavyweight champion, and his first choice wasn't me. It was my cousin Max. But Max killed himself in 2016, and he was a wrestler,
Oh
and he
my
committed
God.
suicide. Yeah, that's a story not a lot of people knows, and it's kind of a big deal, a big story because that guy was my cousin, but because his mother didn't when he was younger, is I was the one taking care of him because his mom was not. So at maybe like 10, I was the one. going to get him off school and stuff. So he kind of considered me his big brother, and to me, it was kind of my son. I was with him 7 days
Man.
a week, and I made him become a wrestler, and he became a wrestler to be just like me. So basically, he was just my stunt double. I mean,
He had like the
basically
same kind of gimmick
no
and stuff.
hair and this. Yeah, yeah. I brought him to the torture chamber back then, and you put us next one to each other, and we're like the same person. So it was like my little brother. And yeah, in 2016, one day I went to job the morning, and I got called at maybe 11, 12 to say they found him in his car with some gas tank.
Oh
Yeah,
my God, man. I'm so
and
sorry
it
to hear
was,
that.
yeah, it's some stuff. This is some hard stuff I went through, but John Cena, where he says, "Never give up, look forward, that's always your respect." So I took that, and I didn't want to become weak from that, so I took it, and I just eat it, and like became like I wanted to become better of it, not weaker, because that's a double defeat.
Yeah. That's a great
So
mentality.
yeah, so basically, he wanted Max to be the first champ, and I'm like, well, he's dead. He killed himself. So he was like, so I became the first champ, and then
It's
he
kind of like a
this
tribute to him as well. I'm sure like you were thinking about
no
him,
no
I'm
no no no
sure.
no no no. When I told him he was dead and stuff, it stopped there. We didn't talk about it again. So
Okay,
they did
he
a
probably
show.
wasn't as close with him, of course, as you
Well,
were.
he never met him, so
Right,
he
right.
just looked at videos. So because Max was pretty good. I mean, I remember him wrestling during Prophet in MWF, and Prophet is kind of a man, he
Oh
brings it.
yeah. He
He's
brings
stiff
it
and
in the
stuff.
ring.
Yeah, but he's safe. That's the thing. I love wrestling Prophet. Is one of my favorite opponents because he's kind of stiff, but he doesn't injure. He's just like he's a man, It's not ballet. So, and my cousin is like 7 years younger than me. That's why I said I'm like his dad, his big bro. So, and he was one of Quebec wrestling prodigy. I mean, he was like 17, and he was like 200 pounds, almost 6 feet. And he was the type of, take Kevin Beru. And instead of like doing shooting star and stuff, he was a guy that wrestled a little bit like Kurt Angle. He will run to the rope, 1 feet on the second, 1 feet on the third, and Billy suplex. That's He was more of a
So he
grappler.
had tremendous potential, like
Yeah,
especially
yeah,
for
yeah.
only
Of
being
course,
like a
yeah.
teenager.
And side story short, when we became XW, we became an actual promotion, which we were not before, and it was kind of one of his dreams. He had many, but he always wanted Sorry Wrestling to become pro, and it never did. He killed himself, and it did. So yeah, sometime I'm like, what will happen if he was still there? I think it will be bigger because he was one of the best soldier, one of the hardest working guy. So
That would only have brought positive to the company. It only would
yeah,
have brought
yeah,
good stuff to the
yeah,
company.
because I'm doing this on my own, but me and him, we were one, so it will just like be like, of course, it will have been like easier for me, and he will give me a break sometime because now
Yeah,
I
he
have
would
no
have been
break.
like your like vice president kind of for sure
Yeah.
kind of
Well,
thing.
I wasn't a promoter back then. I only became the promoter like at the end of 2019. And it's not because I bought or anything. I just got gifted it. So, but because the guy had some other plans for other stuff. But let's just say when I became the first champion, we just signed PCO for 8, 9 matches.
I
Like we gave
remember
him
hearing
like,
about this at the time.
yeah. So it was a huge deal because he kind of stopped wrestling, and we brought him back. So the guy Vincent that bought up with the ring and started XW, he said, I just gave you the title. And he told me that the same night I won the title to be the first champ. But we just signed PCO. Do you mind losing it the next show? So it gave prestige to it. I was like, fuck yeah.
Yeah,
So we
definitely.
did that, and it kind of elevated like serial wrestling because it's fucking PCO.
I remember
And
at the time like PCO had done maybe 1 or 2 matches at other places, but I don't know, maybe you know the story. He really chose XZW to work regularly.
We gave him a big amount. It wasn't a choice.
It
In
was an
money,
offer the
money.
man couldn't refuse.
Yeah, it's. I don't want to talk numbers,
No,
but
we don't have to talk numbers here.
let's say we gave him for 8-9 months one shot.
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
So let's just say that. So
Oh, I think it was a
y-
good
y-
move.
yeah. Well, I didn't know about it. It was all Vincent. I wasn't. I was just a wrestler.
Yeah.
But Vincent told me pretty much everything, so I knew everything. So I don't think he had started back yet. I think we're his first or second show because he fought me and he was pretty rusty. And yeah, I remember he came the show after for his second match, and now he had 3 titles. He didn't have one, he won one, and then he came back the show after 1 month after, and he had three. So yeah, basically he went through all the guys from Surreal, and I kind of batted for them because they wanted to give him like opponents from other towns and
Like
stuff like
bringing in
this.
guys just to fight him that wouldn't
Yeah,
be implicated later.
so I fought for my friends, and his first defense after defeating me was Kickmaster, and then he got Rock and Roll and then handicap match, and then he got Bone Setter, Urban Mize, in a three-way against Bone Setter and Urban Mize and stuff. And he lost the title in a multi-man to Bone Setter. So yeah, and during that time, he got seen. The video package got seen that we made, and he got that WrestleMania weekend booking in Chicago and stuff, and pretty much some other
It all
place.
took off from there,
Yeah.
pretty much.
So and then he had to come back because he had another time due, like a show due. So he came at Jib Fest, which is one of the biggest show in Quebec wrestling, which is in my town, which is our big event. Like it's like a festival.
Yeah, it's like
So
an
yeah,
outdoor show, right?
yeah.
It
So
looks awesome.
yeah, it looks awesome, and we just lost. We were supposed to be there last year, but we kind of lost it because of COVID.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure it'll come back eventually.
Yeah, maybe this year. I wish
Yeah.
because it's some big shows, and I don't care about the cash. I spend it to make really a big spectacle because I want to create
Well, it'll
memories,
look
not
good, and
just.
then people will keep coming back, right?
I'm not there to make money. I just want to make guys memories. Like when it got canceled, I'm just going to just scoop a story or whatever. I was supposed to pay $500, so Frank Milano does his entrance by helicopter.
Oh my God.
I'm that crazy. I don't care about cash. So
That would have been awesome.
well, the thing is, the guy Frank Milano will remember for the rest of his days probably.
For sure. For sure.
So that's what I want to create. I mean, you tell me I want to wrestle that guy, whatever, this, that. I'm going to find a way to do it because we're just having fun. We're just having fun. So I'm going to go back to XW. So we go to 2018, and when the Vincent told me to lose it to PCO, he promised me like I'm going to win it back. So Bonesetter beat. He didn't pin PCO. PCO never got pinned, but got the title, and then I got it back from Bonesetter. And when I got it back from Bonesetter, that's where the phone started to ring for me because I did a classic with Bonesetter and I did some big moves and dangerous move, but it got seen. So and the venue
Promoters
was
from all around Quebec started to call.
well, yeah. I got it wasn't long before I won some other championship from other places. Uh, the first of all, the venue was jam packed. We refused people at the door for that event. So you came to the
And
venue,
it's
it
two
was
local
almost
guys.
empty.
It's not like you brought
Ye-
in someone to boost sales. It's you against Bonesetter. That's like two.
it's kind of weird because there is that mentality like when it's a big show, people are tries harder to sell tickets, or I don't know why, but it's not a bigger show. I mean, you tell it like it's a bigger show, but every show needs to be big.
I always
So
thought the same thing. Like when I won't name promotions because I don't want to throw anyone under the bus, but when it would always like when I started working with promotions, whenever it would come up to the biggest show of the year, then they would be like, here, everyone take tickets, everyone take posters to give out. And then like people would sell, but why not just do that for every show? I just don't
Yeah,
understand.
that's the thing. It was a show like all the other show. I don't even think we had a special guest on that show. I'm not sure. Maybe we had one, but I'm not sure. Maybe it was Angelico or something from AEW, but I'm not even sure if it's that year. But it was jam packed, and people sell tickets when you say it's the big show, but it's the same fucking show. It's just you had a name to the show. So basically, in our XW, it's number like UFC, XW
Yep.
1, 2, 3, whatever. But twice a year there's Champion of Steel and Night of Champion. And the Night of Champion thing is kind of ironic because there's a lot of shows called Night of Champions now, but we were calling our show Night of Champions since 2000.
It's like
It was like
continuing
this.
from the XWF days.
It's the first name of a show in XWF was Night of Champion, and we started in 2000, 2001,
So it's not
2000.
going to change now.
So no, but it's the thing where people say, "Hey, you're taking a name from a WWE pay-per-view." I'm like, we did it way before them, so way before them.
And it's been
But yeah,
20 years that it's been going on or more,
yeah.
right? Not going
So
to change it now.
we had Champion of Steel, and the reason why it's Sorel is Steel City. So and it's a boat city, the sea and everything. So
Yep.
if you look at our titles, the slots on the side are anchors.
To represent Sorel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So basically, the other show is not a champion, like and because of the old shows, you want to take some little stuff from back then,
Keep the past.
like a wink, to the
Yeah.
past.
No, I like that. I like that.
So when I won that title, I started getting booked like everywhere, and I won the JCW title right away in Junkyard. I mean, I started wrestling there, and they gave me the title right away, and I won some other championship, La Lutte Sévère, like when it was kind of big. I got it like twice, and I got like 6, 7 titles in 1 year,
So
and some
things started
people,
really like snowball effect.
yeah. I had to refuse a lot of bookings, and but I had some titles, so I needed to pass the one that
So you
gave the
have no
title
choice
first.
sometimes. You
Yeah,
gotta.
so no break. Sometime twice or 3 times a weekend.
I have a
Uh,
question though.
yo,
Around just before this time, okay, when this is when I feel like I started to notice XZW was I seen the matches starting to show up on YouTube. And before that, that's like you were saying, I think like Sorel, it felt like no one was really talking about it. People knew the name, but then I remember seeing slowly shows of XZW started being posted, and then like guys like you, that's when the first time I saw you wrestle was on there. Guys like Kevin Beru, like all the like what I consider like the original, I guess, XZW guys.
the thing
Was
is,
that like was that like a new era in the company with the
no,
on YouTube or
when Exeter started, I brought Oz, Eric Wime, Oz Megat from FML right
yeah.
now, to XW to help. And so basically, he is one of the best in montage, video montage, and versus screen and just all media stuff. So he
He
did
helps
pretty
with that.
good. Yeah, he did pretty good with that. And then fast forward in 2019, arguments started, money stuff, and not my business stuff. But Vincent got rid of him mutually. So, but when he did that, that was I think in June. Vincent got rid of us, and the show after he said, "Bye, I don't want to handle the promotion anymore. So Jay, it's yours."
So he got rid of Oz, and then he's like, now that I got rid
Yeah,
of him, but now I'm
yeah,
leaving,
because he,
and
he
here you
had
go.
other projects. So I'm the champion at that point. So I'm the champ. I now own the company. It doesn't look good, eh? So first show, I'm the promoter. I make myself lose against Kevin Blanchard, which was pretty good champion for Sorel. But
Yeah, he's definitely good athlete in there for sure.
but uh sometime I kind of miss when we were three because it was easier and it was easier like to not say promote because I'm the promoter out of the three, you know. Well, I'm a promoter in real life, so to me promoting is it's easy for me, but you know, booking is not my stuff too much because I as a wrestler I want to prove myself instead of booking myself.
Right.
So I kind of miss like having someone book and all like the finance and stuff like this. But promoting, this is my shit. I sell a lot of tickets. This is my shit. But I kind of miss it. But at the same time, I think the change was needed because when I got it, I think I kind of elevated it like to new heights. Uh, you saw it recently with the Black Québécois, Brad and stuff. Dave La Justice with the raccoon and everything, Decker, everything that is XW today was not like this back then. And I brought it that way. So with
Everything that we see today is all
the TV
from your
shows,
brain.
everything, yeah. So yeah, well, I have no life, so all I do in life is think, is thing, is thing. No, but in my town, I'm pretty famous, so it's easy for me to get a TV deal. So because my
Yeah,
town
so
is
let's
a
talk about
community.
that.
It's a community in my town. So the reason a lot of people said, you know, and like high people in like Quebec wrestling told me, you move XZW to Montreal to a bigger town, you're gonna get triple fans that you got right now because the product is really awesome, but you're in a small town, so you're not never gonna get more than what you get. But at the same time, I don't want to move because in my town, it's a community. I mean, Dave, my friend Dave Lejustice comes to Sorel and he goes to the convenience store and there's a kid that's gonna say, "Hey, you're Dave Lejustice," and he's gonna ask for an autograph. You're not gonna see this anywhere
In
in Quebec.
Montreal. Right.
No, no, anywhere in Quebec at all. In this town, they believe it. They believe into
It's a whole
everything.
different thing.
When you wrestle in Sorel, you're like a real star.
You're like a local
So
celebrity.
I sign autographs, you know, when I walk in the street.
Yeah, I
So
mean, that doesn't happen in Montreal. I tell you that.
yeah, no, of course, because if you're a big fish in a big pool, you're not gonna, you know, they're not gonna notice you. But if you're a big fish in a small pool, you're gonna be a star. So in my town, you're Dave Lejustice, you just walk around and the kids are gonna say, "Hey, it's Dave Lejustice, can I take a picture?" So it kind of make us feel special, you know.
Yeah, well,
It's cool, it's
it's a
cool.
different thing. It's almost
But I
like
think,
a throwback, like back in the days.
yeah, and the funny thing is, most of the time you don't know who that guy is. Hey, Raccoon, blah, blah, blah. Good show last month, blah 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 blah. And I'm like, yeah, thanks, whatever. And I'm like in my head, the fuck is that guy, you know? Because they all know you, but you don't know
You
them,
don't know them. That's it.
except for the casual fan that always come, or they see you on TV and stuff. And yeah,
So
every
let's
fucking
talk a
day.
bit about the shows on Matt TV. So not only does XZW have the shows like the wrestling show, but you also have like a TV podcast, if you will, like a talk show
Yeah,
regarding XZW.
yeah.
Let me know, how did all this come about?
Well, you know, I'm good friend with Speedball, and he started his Twitch. And when he started his Twitch, he kind of explained to me why and how it's good for to get a Twitch because that's where you gain a lot of popularity on the web. It's not Facebook, it's Twitch and Twitter. So and I was thinking about maybe doing a podcast because I've been through a lot of podcasts and I like it. I like podcasts. I like getting interviewed and stuff. So I was thinking about doing a podcast, me and Dave, and on Twitch. And I was like, well, yeah, when, how, whatever. And I thought, I think it was Drenook, I'm not sure. And he told me there's too many podcasts or whatever. So I had some down and low in my head. And then I talked to a guy from Matt TV, and he just said, why don't you submit the project? Maybe we can do it here. So it's going to be different because it's not a podcast, it's a TV podcast. So it's
Yeah.
basically it's a talk show. So it started like this. I mean, and then he tell me how you want it, and in my head it was, what's your favorite podcast? That's the first question asked me, and to me it's the Broken Skull session with Steve Austin. I love it. It's pretty neat. It's pro. So in my head it was that. So I want to have a setup like the guys on the left and the other on the right with the camera that moves. Sometimes some pictures, and but at the same time I wanted to be like not the rattlesnake place. I wanted to be the raccoons place.
So like stylized, like personalized to
A
you.
little bit like, some ropes hanging out in the background and stuff because I'm a raccoon. I'm not supposed to be like represent like clean stuff. So
No, that's it. Yeah.
but at the same time, I didn't want to be called the Raccoon Place, Raccoon City, or something, because it wasn't about me that much. And when you're on TV and you click on Gid to see what's on TV, you want to know people to know what's the thing is just by looking at the title.
Yeah.
So they said you should call it La Tanière. And then I talked to some other guys and they said, yeah, but we don't know what that is. You might think it's an animal show or whatever. So it was important to say the lutte of wrestling.
Yeah.
So people now knows. So that's basically it. I mean, but I had to fight hard because when I had my idea on the show and the setup, every time they try to change it. Oh no, I think we should. No, I have my fucking own idea. I had to make them watch like Austin Broken Skull like 20 times.
You're like, look, this is like my vision.
Yeah, basically just a start of the intro. I'm gonna be like this, like because we do two intros. So basically, I'm going to say, uh, "This is Jason Petitclerc, the Racoon, blah, 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 and my guest this week is, let's say, he's big, he's green, he's mean. Let's just say that. Welcome to the Tanya of Lut." And then the intro start. I disappear, and then the intro. Then I come back, and it's me again, and the guy's not there yet, and I present myself again. This week, now I'm saying some other stuff. The guy is a hardcore hero. Is a big legend in Montreal. Is this and that. Ladies and gentlemen, the Green Phantom. So there's an intro between it and stuff. It needs to be the same way every fucking show.
The formula. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's pretty much it. And then
So you're basically directing the show kind of at the same time.
I'm doing everything. Everything. The only thing I'm not doing is there is a guy in the back that switch the cameras and record. So yeah, basically it's kind of easier than people think. I mean, since it's on TV, it's just, it's not like us right now. We're just like chatting about stuff because you don't want to choke on TV, so you have this little here thing where you say, yeah, I'm going to have like 5 6 subject, and the guy is going to help you like you talk like
Remind
10
you if you
minutes.
forget
Yeah,
something or
you talk 10 minutes about, let's say, I don't know, your favorite meal, and then he said, oh, the next subject is going to be talk about his family and stuff. So then you're going to turn it into this, and you're going to fit the 60 minute. So it kind
of
of felt
doing this. Not only are you getting like just in like being in the wrestling business, you're now getting experience running a business. You're
yeah,
getting experience writing like
I'm doing press conference in my town now for the city and stuff.
it's like a
you know
invaluable life experience you're getting here. I
yeah,
would say,
yeah,
but
I
it's a
get,
lot of work. It's got to be a lot of
yeah,
work.
yeah. I'm getting like people text me like to do some article or write some text and come to press conference of stuff I don't even know. Uh, the other day, a guy texted me and he said, "Do you want to be my representative, like for deck hockey? I need someone to represent me." Blah blah blah. I'm like, "What the fuck is that?" He, why are you texting me? Oh, because I think with you it's gonna be cool. You know, you're used to be in front of people, in front of the crowd. You're not shy. So yeah, it gives me a lot of
A lot of opportunities, like kind of outside wrestling.
yeah, but those opportunities doesn't give you like financial stuff. It just gives you recognition. But that's what I like. I mean, I'm doing it because I love doing it. So
That's it. And it
I
can
could
open
just say
doors,
no.
connections. It's always good.
Yeah, yeah. Well, it's connection in my town. It doesn't give me much, but you know, if I can be like the Rock of my town, I'm gonna be the Dwayne Johnson of my town.
There you
You
go.
know,
For
so
sure.
at the end of the day, I'm just gonna be happy, and my son is gonna be proud and everything. So that's what I want to do. And I can. It's of course it's different because it's a terrible example, but I kind of feel the thing like where you see the wrestler on TV, they're leaving to do TV stuff. Can kind of understand now because I'm far from that, but you're getting contracts outside of wrestling for stuff like this, and you kind of like it. So
It's
you
kind of
can
in the
divide,
same. You can
yeah,
understand how they feel a little bit.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. So like this summer, a guy took a picture of me and he put it in downtown Sorel in a window for 3 months during Jib Fest. That's pretty neat.
Yeah.
Picture of me, like a big picture. I'm like, Jesus, that's cool.
Every time you
So
walk down the
basically,
street, oh, there I am.
yeah, XZW is pretty neat because I've got contacts. You know, I'm on the radio every show. I'm in the newspaper. I'm in the magazine. I'm on the biggest like sales and publicity like on Facebook page because I have the right to do it because of admin power and contacts and stuff like this. So basically, I'm everywhere. Posters, everything. We almost like shove it down their throat. Let's just say that.
Yeah, but
So
that's great promoting because I won't say once again, I won't say names, but there's some federations that
promotions.
some promotions, right? They'll have a show and the guy living in the apartment the next block over doesn't even know that there's wrestling in his town.
Yeah, yeah,
You know?
and plus you need to promote because wrestling is, you know, for us it's a popular thing, but it's probably the less popular sports. I mean, people talk about hockey, football, and everything, and wrestling not that much. It's like you're almost marginal to
Yeah.
like wrestling. You meet a girl, you're saying I'm a wrestler, and she looks
She
at
might
you.
think you're like weird. There's a
Yeah, you're
50-50
crazy.
chance.
What the
She might
fuck?
think it's cool or
You're
weird.
different. Well, marginal is the word, I think.
Yeah,
So
I like that. I like that.
since it's kind of marginal, you need to get people out of their house to come, and you need to get them by their hand and pull them. They're not just gonna say, "Oh, I'm going to go watch wrestling," unless you're a diehard fan. But there's not a, you know, there's not that many compared to like hockey. So you need to work like 10 times, 100 times more than other sports to get the
Right.
people to come see you. So of course, promoting is like the most important stuff, and having like knowing how to promote is another thing. You know, of course, the poster are very important, but they are more accessory. Like to know you're a professional because it's all like social media now. It's all on social media. You don't need poster. You do it like for professional like stuff because I did a show once with no poster and I got more people. So I'm telling you, it doesn't draw that much,
Yeah, I
but you look
guess it
professional.
you got to test. You test what works,
Well,
right?
it looks professional, so you still do it because it doesn't cost that much. So, but everything is social media, and if you can look at my Facebook page, it's pretty crazy. I mean, what I did with it, but it's really like where when you post, having some friends that write replies just to bump it, and you know
No,
people.
but hey, that's what friends are for.
Yeah, yeah, because if you want to have a big Facebook page, you need to get reaches.
Well, let's just
So
underline this for a second.
yeah.
Please, because this is something to be proud of. Please just tell the people, as of the recording of this, how many fans do you have on the XZW Facebook page?
I have around like 10,140 people that likes it, and I have more following it.
That's incredible. Incredible.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
almost like that's over 10 times a lot of federations.
yeah, yeah. I put a lot of effort. I did some publicity back then to get more people. I did a lot of stuff. I worked hard, and I did everything during COVID when we were stopped for months because I was like, what can I do to stay relevant? So I had some ads and everything, but where I went, I got the most likes on my page was really like working for the reaches. That's the word for Facebook page. It's not the shares, the likes, and everything, but those gives reaches. Everything like post every day, not post at that time of the day. There's a way to do
Yeah, there's a
everything.
formula.
Yeah. So
See, that's
sharing
another
it
life lesson you learn throughout this.
sharing on Facebook is important, but everyone need to share at the same time because
To really make an impact.
because the reach is going to be high. So the Facebook, how it works, I don't know how you call it, how the it works around. If a lot of people shares it and likes it, like in the hours that's coming out, Facebook is gonna put it on people page like as an ad for free. So you're
Because
gonna
they
get
assume people, it's like, oh, this is interesting. Maybe more people is
yeah, but if you share like you post it at 9 p.m. and two people shares and three people shares the next morning, nobody will see it. But if you share at the good time and you tell two or three friends, can you share, can you like, blah blah blah, and then you go, well, in 2 hours I have 20 shares, 40 likes. It's gonna be seen on Facebook everywhere, and it's gonna be shoved down people's throat, and that's what you want.
yeah, that's great, man. But you see,
So
that's like trial and error, figuring it out, not
yeah,
giving
and
up, keep going, figuring out the right
you
stuff.
the way reaches works on Facebook is you're not going to get more reach if you have more posts in a day, because what you post in a day is going to give you the same reaches. So what you want is post one time a day. If you have two things to post, never the same day. One, you're gonna get the same fucking reach for both days. So if you post both the same day, you're gonna get 3,000 reach. If you post one that day and one the other day, 3,000 reach each day. So just working around and doing
Figuring
stuff.
out the parameters.
You never go check my Facebook page. I mean, I post a match, me versus Speedball. I'm getting like 80 likes. It's only likes and stuff, but it's all social media. People laugh at likes and shares, but it's pretty important if you want to
It's
be
a good
seen.
barometer.
Yeah, it's a tool to bring people to the show. So why am I getting like 80 likes and like 30 shares when some bigger promotion put a match and they get like 15
Two,
likes and 3 shares? Yeah,
yeah,
you see,
literally.
but that's the way I work around with my Facebook. The thing is now I need to work around like this on Twitter. I started at Twitter and stuff, but it's kind of hard because it starts slow. When
Because it's not that
there's
big in Quebec. That's kind of the problem.
yes,
But don't give
yeah,
up because it's worth it. Don't
yeah.
give up. You know,
Uh, Twitter is gonna get you noticed like by the people you want to be seen.
for sure.
Not on Facebook. You know, I'm pretty sure Cody Rhodes is not on Facebook.
Or he's not going to add you as if
I'm
you're
pretty
like
sure
his
he's
best
not.
buddy.
I'm pretty sure he's not on Facebook, but I'm pretty sure you can see some stuff on Twitter.
Exactly. Yeah.
So
No, Twitter is
Facebook
definitely where it's at in the, no, maybe not in Quebec, but in the international wrestling world, it's all about Twitter.
it's because it's English, it's not French. So in Quebec, it's kind of dead because everyone speaks French, so
Yeah.
they don't make a Twitter. But I'm working on this now, and one of the next step for XW is that Twitter account. But I need to put like matches on my YouTube channel because that will make the company grow. But it's taking a lot of time. You need to upload everything, cut everything, and stuff. And I'm doing everything on my own, so.
You already got a pretty full plate.
Yeah, but with COVID now, I might have time
Yeah.
to do some stuff. But I'm going to talk about XW a little bit. I'm pretty proud of who we became because when we started, we took a small group of wrestlers and we kind of handpicked them because we wanted a place with no drama and fun and everything. And today, I'm proud to say my roster is one of the nicest one, and no drama, no politics, and everything. We're just having fun. You can book someone just to do an interference. It's gonna get this payoff, and usually when you say that to someone, he's gonna say, "Oh no, I'm not wrestling. I'm just doing a running." Well, never mind. But we have no ego. You say that to a guy here, he's gonna do it because he's having fun. Yeah, it's a pretty neat group, and I'm surrounding myself with a lot of cool guy like Brad. There's well, the whole Black Quebecois, Brad, Jepson, Jess, and Prophet are really, really, really good mentors. Prophet helps me a lot with a lot of stuff, and now Brad, might seem like I don't want to take credit for anything, but I put Brad in Black Quebecois, and now it's going to be one of the best team in Quebec because Black Quebecois was Jepson and Prophet. Now Brad is in it, and he's going to make a big boom in Quebec.
At
They're going to become
at
the undisputed era of Quebec. I'm telling you.
that's a
So
great comparison. At
yeah, yeah,
XZW 36, which I attended, I thought they were a great heel faction, and like I really liked the story that they told throughout the night.
yeah. Well, Brad just started with us, and me and Brad, we didn't talk a lot and stuff, and the last time he asked to come, financially, I wasn't down to for his demands, and Prophet talked to me, Prophet talked to him, and we made it happen after. And the way he kind of talked to me, and he's like, he's not there like to I want to fight the best and everything. I want to have those big matches. Brad is not the youngest guy. And I was kind of surprised when I put him with Jepson and against Beru and Mason. And I was like, oh, the title is now going to be Freebird rules, or you're a tag team champion now. And he was really happy. And I wasn't expecting that. So, and then he goes, that's really cool because whole Brad is going to face young Beru and young Mason. And I was like, oh, he's happy about the match. And he's like, I'm happy. I'm going to mix it up with two of the youngest best in Quebec. And he will need to work. So
I think
it,
that was
it
a
was
good
kind of,
match.
yeah, I didn't see it. Honestly, I just saw a video that Brad put where Beru does a shooting star press and he gets him in a cutter in the air.
Yeah,
That was pretty neat. The show was pretty cool. There was a little downfall where I got like 20, 30 tickets canceled the same day because of what Lego said, because usually we are more than that. But the show was great, but I wish there was more people so more people saw the show.
yeah.
But
It was like,
yeah,
just to put it in context, like I think 2 days later, everything was shut down. So people were already like a bit unsure with the COVID. But hey, you guys still put on a great show, and there was a good crowd. The crowd was really into it. And one
we
thing
have
I find really cool is that you have a good mix. So like you've got like maybe people in their 30s who maybe they had a couple beers before the show and they're going there to hang out with their friends. You have the people that look like they might have been there going there for over 10 years, like in their 50s, maybe even 20 years they've been going. And then you have like a crop of little kids that are like really invested in the baby faces on the show. I think it's a great mix you got going.
yeah, it's the fans are very vocal. I mean, for the for how big the crowd is, I think it's one of the loudest. When we're like let's say 150, it's like if there's 400 people, they just scream. They just scream. When me and Dave we come out, it's just a fiasco. I mean, you can barely like hear yourself think. So and the thing is, you came to that show and it wasn't one of the loudest. It was kind of calm for our show because it's crazy. The fans are crazy. They want to throw things and get in the ring. The thing is, XW is storytelling stuff, so the people get into it. I'm not aiming to do match like, I'm going to put Speedball against like Matt and Joel to try to get the best match, that we can make. No, I put Speedball versus Animal Ballbanger at the bar 525 2 months ago. Why? Because they are friends in real life, and nobody will book that. And they were fucking happy, and I got a pat on the back because I did it. It's not about getting it's all about storytelling. I'm fighting like um Speedball, and then I made Bonster in the match. Why? Because Speedball has title, I don't want him to lose, and but I needed Profit to do something, because I want to do Profit and Just Black versus Speedball and Vida eventually. So I'm working to our storyline. So I didn't want like Speedball to lose because of Profit, because I'm a promoter. They would say I made myself win against Speedball. So I made
You
Bonsa to
always have to
win.
keep that in mind,
Yeah,
unfortunately, but that's part of the
and
game, right?
plus he's got two C4 titles and he's the IWS World Champion. Why the fuck will I make him lose against me? It's just I'm not. Some people will, but no comments.
Yeah.
But
So
so basically, I put Bone Setter there, so Bone Setter will get the win, and we protect Speedball, and we work a storyline at the same
yeah,
time.
and then yeah, building out of that, you can go into a feud with Bone Setter, or keep
Yeah,
going. One
yeah,
thing I wanted to ask you is that I believe, like, I mean, I'm not sure. As we said, not much people. We don't have much knowledge of what happened in the XWF days. But since, say, like, you've really come more into the spotlight, I think you've been more known as a heel. Now you're working more babyface in XZW. How do you feel
yeah.
babyface? Do you feel natural in it? I mean, the fans are into it. How do you feel personally?
Well, I'm going to answer two questions because there's two answers to that. First of all, when I look on TV, the wrestlers, I always like, I was an Austin fan when he was Stunning Steve and way before Stone Cold. Stone Cold Steve Austin with the beer and stuff was probably my least favorite version of Steve Austin. That's
You're a
kind
fan
of,
of Stunning Steve.
I'm a fan of Stone Cold Steve Austin, but before he flipped the finger and drank beer, when he was fighting Bret Hart, he didn't
Yeah.
drink beer and stuff. Was just a badass. That you know, so basically, I like. I'm not gonna say I like the tweener stuff, but Austin's been a face, and every time I get the chills from watching something cool in wrestling, it's always the face. So at the end of the day, I'm like, if I want to be like cool and have a lot of pride and the chills, I need to be face. But at the same time, I'm a heel at heart. I started as a heel, I became face. And the thing is, I've been face for a long time before XW. And then I got a title, the first XW title, which I mentioned earlier. And like I said, my little bro killed himself and he was a wrestler. So I won the title and I wasn't happy. I didn't celebrate and stuff because in my head, my little bro just killed himself.
Yeah, it wasn't a
So
happy time in your life.
so yeah, it was like 1 year later, but still in my end stuff. And I thought to myself, I'm like, I need a change in life or something. And my name was JP Star before, and I'm like, fuck that. I need a change. So I went to see the promoter that wanted me to be the biggest baby face. And I said, I need a change. I want to be heel. And he's like, why? I said, I just need to change. Because if I don't change some stuff in my life, I'm going to be sad and depressed. That's a real life shoot. It's not like a wrestling stuff. And we're the day of the show, and I'm teaming with a guy, El Mosquito, against Rock and Roll, and I'm like, Perry is El Mosquito. So, hey Perry, I'm going to turn on you if that's okay with you after the match. I just talked to Vincent and he said, if you want to do it, do it. So I'm going to do it. I need to do it mentally. So I became an eel like this. And thus how I became an eel and the raccoon was created, because the raccoon is like how I felt. You know, I just became lunatic and
It was like a
depressed.
dark time in your life.
Yeah, but the character was a dark time too. I was in a dark place as the character, so I was like psychotic. I was bloody, and I lost a match because someone just made a run and stuff. And I'm going backstage, and I have a grin, I'm laughing and stuff. It was a dark time, and it wasn't a shoot. I was really, really in a dark place. But we took it and we made a storyline with it. And I was wrestling with my friend, which is sat next to me right now, behind me, and we're doing a storyline where we're fighting each other. And I just turned heel, and he's coming back to wrestling and to confront me. Why did you do this? Why did you do that? And I say, get off my way. So I do a couple of matches with him and a couple of shows, and I kick his ass every time. And then at the big show, like we're talking, um, I'm heel, his face, we do a match, and he announced he stopped wrestling after. And but in the promo he mentioned like Max, so it was planned. So he's like, I just want to say there is no wrestling, there is no XW if it wasn't for him. So he points at me, and he did something, say something. We did it for Max, blah 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 blah. So I'm like, I give him a hug. We go backstage, but before going backstage, I just put him in the steps and I just kick his ass again after the match. And I just started screaming, "Why did you need to talk about him? Like, it's your fucking fault." And I kick his ass. He was full of blood. I put his blood on my face, on my chest, and it was really bloody. But
My God.
I'm the one blading him. So, but that was the point. Like he said, Max, and I just became crazy. So that's where the character started. And then I said, "Stop calling me GP Star. You're gonna call me by my real name, Jason Petitclerc." And fast forward, I needed a branding, and I'm thinking about some guys like the Rattlesnakes, they lost, and the Viper, Randy Orton, the Brahma Bull. They all have those nicknames, Speedball, Mike Bailey. So I'm like, I need one.
Yeah.
So a lot of them, three-quarter of them are animals. So I'm like, my ex-girlfriend said I look like a raton laveur sometime because of my dark circles. I look like a raccoon. And I'm driving to JCW in Saguenay, and I'm with a kickmaster, and he's fucking tired. I'm tired too, but I'm always the one driving because I'm a lunatic and I don't sleep, so they feel safe with me. So you see like a sign saying like there's some moose here or deer or something, watch out, whatever. And he's like, we don't care because I'm with a raccoon, something like this. So he just mentioned it, and I thought about it. He called me the raccoon. It sound My ex-girlfriend called me a raccoon too because of my dark skin. So I said I can be the raccoon. I mean, nobody in the world call
No,
himself
it's
the raccoon
original.
because,
It
well,
sticks in
at the
people's
same
mind.
time, it's not like a cool thing. It's I'm not a lion, It's a raccoon. Raccoon are nasty. They are dirty. They eat shit. So nobody have the balls to call themselves
Yeah,
a raccoon.
it says people get like they get a different kind of image in their mind.
Yeah, yeah. So they think I eat trash and stuff, but no, the raccoon is more like a rage. You know, one of the most common behaviors of a raccoon that people don't know: retaliation, counterattacks.
Yeah,
Raccoons are known for that. If you go read about that, go kick a raccoon. He's gonna go
he's gonna
away.
show up at your house and start fucking with you.
He's gonna go away the corner of the house after you kick him. Then you're gonna go away, and he's going to come back running at you and charge your legs. They are counterattacks, motherfucker. I swear. So basically, they are just like
It's a
small
complex
rodents.
animal.
Yeah. So basically, you hurt me, I'm going to come
You're
back
gonna come
at you
back.
with, yeah. So the Viper struck out of nowhere, fight me, and I'm gonna go come back at you. That's basically it. And I have the rage and stuff. But to answer your question, I think I prefer. It's basically 50-50. When you have face, you get more attention, more cheers, more merch selling. But I won all my titles, almost all of them, when I was a heel. So I had success as a
You're pretty
heel.
comfortable with both, right? At this point. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm 50-50. It's just a matter of if I want to be
I guess
cheered
the
or I
fact
want
that you
titles.
sell like the tickets and everything, it kind of helps to be a face too, right?
It depends. I mean, the problem with some young wrestlers is if they sell tickets and they are heel, they're gonna tell their
Their
family that
friends to
comes and stuff.
cheer.
Yeah, they want them to cheer, but they're heel. So basically, my people knows if I'm a heel, you boo me.
Yeah, there
So
you
if I
go.
sell
Yeah.
100 tickets, they're gonna boo me as fuck. So I'm gonna be the most booed on the show. But there's a lot of people that thinks when you're heel and you get cheered is because you're good. No, not at all. It's because you
It
don't
could
do
get
your
you
fucking
fired,
job.
actually.
Yeah, that's really bad. So, but I don't know why they don't tell. I got a guy, I don't remember which one, and it was a start of XW. Was like, I was like, you're getting cheered, bro. And it was like, yeah, but they know I'm a heel, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, tell them it's your fucking family. Tell them that you to not cheer you. It's kind of scrap their show and stuff. And he said he did it, but when I came during a break and I talked to his family and stuff, I said, you know, you have to boo that guy. I don't remember who is. Well, and they told me, well, he always told us to cheer for him. I was like, oh
So
yeah,
there's the
yeah,
truth comes out.
whatever, you know. But if you're a heel and you get cheered, it's not good. It's not good.
Yeah.
But
So
yeah,
yeah,
go.
definitely here on indiequebec.com, we definitely like to put the spotlight on the younger wrestlers. Before we go, can you just give me who do you think are gonna be in 5 years or maybe even 10 years the future main event stars of XZW? Who do you see as becoming who maybe they're like young now, but has the potential to become like a main eventer?
Me for sure.
The
Well,
raccoon's still going to be on top.
yeah, I think I'm I'm going to be one of the guy to watch out in Quebec wrestling, not XLW. I'm going to explode. I'm on the verge of exploding. I got in yard. I was cool in 2018, 19. Then I started to get in yard. When I started to be the promoter, my phone stopped ringing for bookings. I don't know why, but well, stuff happens. Well, COVID came and stuff,
Yeah.
and so yeah, basically. But Matt Viviani for sure. Matt Viviani is he can do way more than what he shows in the ring. He's just
He
a
sticks to his
character.
character.
Yeah, and it kind of limits him, but he doesn't care because he loves character. You know, he loves Macho Man. He loves those guys. That guy can probably do a flip or whatever,
But it
but he
doesn't suit
doesn't
his
care.
character, so he's
He
not going to do it.
respects his character. You know, Steve Austin was one of the best technical wrestler in the ring, but he loved his character, and it doesn't make sense
To
for
be
Stone
mat
Cold Steve
wrestling,
Austin.
yeah.
Yeah, so he respects his character. It's like me, I'm the raccoon, I brawl. You know, I can go to the third rope and give a German suplex or whatever, or I can do that, but it doesn't fit me because I'm trying to be the fighter. You know, I'm gonna punch your fucking face. I'm gonna close down your head off. You know, that's me. It's gonna be nasty, but I'm going to get the job done. That's me. But Matt Viviani, he's capable of way more. You just need to tweak a little thing or two. Like sometimes, um, yeah, I seem like work the leg and stuff. That's good, but and right now in Quebec wrestling, I'm not too sure the fans love that. But
He kind of works in old school style, but like
yeah, but when
his
you work a
character is
old school
awesome for
ties,
sure.
well,
Yeah.
the old school is still cool and it's pretty neat and it's marginal. But when you do an old school like leg work, you need to put a bit of new school in that because leg work is, even if I love old school,
It
it's
looks a
kind of,
bit, yeah,
you need to be really, really, really a master of it, like to for people
Daniel
to cheer.
Bryan level.
It's well, it's kind of weird because you see on TV like submission, the ankle lock, and everything. The crowd goes crazy. But in Quebec, you do a submission as a finishing move. People don't care.
Yeah.
People don't care. They want that big impact. That's
Yeah.
that's
Or
it. You know.
chops. They
You
yeah,
know, I was a
you
top
gotta know
face
your
and
crap.
I was a top face in FLBR, and I won a match by a rear naked choke, and the crowd went like, "What? Boo, whatever." So after the match, I said, "I'm going to give you a brainbuster to the guy," and he said, "All right." I gave him the brainbuster, and the crowd went, "Oh, you know."
That's where they pop. So
So yeah,
Matt Viviani, yeah, I could definitely
yeah,
see him climbing the ranks. He's already the Gen X title.
yeah, for a while, and I think if he doesn't go form a tag team with the GT producer, I think he might get some shot at the top titles along the way. But your question is vague because for XZW, you know, there's not like 50 wrestlers. So, you know, pick 5 on 20. It's kind of,
Right, right,
but
right.
I'm just
Well,
going to say
that's a
in
good.
Quebec wrestling. But that guy, Matt Viviani, needs to get single booking way more than he does right now. He's kind of a jewel in a locker room. He's just so pro, so he doesn't mind doing anything, and he's going to do everything to make something good and better, and he's going to put a lot of his thought into it. So yeah,
So he's a
of
great
course.
guy to have on any show for sure.
Yeah, of course there is Dave Lejustier. Of course, he's one of my friends. Dave, of course, he's going to be the next big star in the XZW and everywhere in Quebec. The thing with Dave is he need to stay fucking healthy. That's the thing. He's gonna be on top if he stays healthy, if he doesn't injure himself, if he doesn't overdo the gym, injure himself, you know, his knee or his crap and everything. So Dave is gonna be on top.
If
If
he
he
if everything goes well,
if he
he's
stay
fine.
healthy, I mean, he put a lot of pressure on himself, and sometimes he needs to think about himself a little bit. You know, he thinks about himself a lot in wrestling. You know, but at
Health
home,
wise, he
maybe
should take care of
yeah,
himself.
you know, he's so into his diet and stuff. Uh, if he stay healthy, he's gonna be on top.
Yeah.
That's it. So, sometime I saw him at some shows, and you know, no carbs and stuff. He was all dizzy and whatever. He's pretty strict on his diet and stuff. But you need to stay healthy, and if he stay healthy and he doesn't injure himself, and
Uh,
he
I think
watch
that's
out
a
for his
great advice
knees.
for everyone.
Yeah, but
You know,
they people don't know, but they've got liver problems. So basically, the liver is is
you got to watch
necessary
out with that.
organ. Yeah, yeah. So yeah. So Dave is one of the biggest star in Quebec. Like I said, if he doesn't injure himself and he stay healthy. Except for that, of course, I'm thinking about XLW guys, but Carl Jepsen.
Oh,
He's
definitely.
just he's like 6 months ago, I will say is the most underrated wrestler in Quebec. Now he's not because he started getting booked like a beast, you know. But
It took a long
Carl,
time for people to recognize.
well, I don't want to talk about him, but he got the good guys with him to give him the good advice. When you're with Brad and Prophet, of course you're gonna get
You're
like
surrounded by
better.
pros, by true veterans.
You know, the problem with Jepsen back then is I don't think he realized how big he was. So when you bump because a guy gave you a clothesline, but you're like six,
Twice as big
seven
as
in,
them.
yeah, the guy is not even like 6 feet, and he gives a clothesline and he's just bumped. You know, no, you don't bump. Respect your weight and your tallness,
Yeah.
and
Well, yeah,
he's
that
doing
comes
it
with
right now.
practice, experience, right?
Yeah. Well, no, I think it's just the wrestler wanted to be nice. Honestly, you want to bum for a guy because you want to be nice, because you cannot say no because you're too shy. That's the thing.
Yeah.
If a guy comes to you and say, "I'm gonna close on you," and then I'm gonna run to the rope and I'm gonna do a splash on you, whatever. Not enough people got the guts to say, "No, I don't bum." You know, you just want to be nice. All right, I'll do anything. You know,
Figure
but
out
now,
something else. Hit me a couple times and then make me bump or something.
yeah, but now I think he gets it, and he's getting in shape a lot fast, and yeah. So Jepson, and the thing is, what is good with Jepson is he can do a lot of stuff. You can see him run and do some heavy stuff, and then boom, he jumps and he does an Eric Arana.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
like,
like for a guy
what?
his size, that's like incredible.
What? What the fuck? That guy is a freak.
I know
So,
he's done a lot of trainings and stuff with seminars as well. He's really perfected his craft over the years.
well,
So
XZW is a lot of seminars. We used to do one every show before COVID. So, of course, we
the guys
yeah.
are always learning, and that's a great motto.
So, of course, there's Beru and Mason. Of course, those guys got the potential to be
I think they were a great team when I saw them against Black Quebecois at XCW 36.
yeah. The thing is, Beru needs to be in a good place mentally. That's the thing. And when he is, he can be one of the best wrestler on your show. But a lot of people are gonna say, well, you know, those are flip boys and stuff like this and whatever. I think instead of like just denying it or changing your style because you want to make other wrestler happy, just do your stuff.
Yeah,
If you're a flippy guy, be the best flippy guy. But
some
do it,
shows need guys who could do flips.
yeah.
You
But
don't need a show with all guys who can do flips, but
yeah, but Beru needs to be the best at what he does instead of listening to other guys to say, "Oh, work your charisma, work this, work like move on the floor." No, no, stop listening to them. Be the best at what you do, and you're gonna make people crazy in the crowd. So, and Mason is one of the hardest working guy, and together the Moon Shooters now. I can't believe they haven't won more championship than that because they just call themselves the Moonshooters, but they haven't teaming with each other for years. They need to get picked by a top promotions and give them a chance. It's just, Jesus Christ, it's
yeah, they
almost
definitely
if
have a lot of potential. As a team, they worked really well together too. I must say,
they
that's a
can
good
steal
call.
the show with any team, with any team. The fans, people tend to forget we do it for the fans, and the fans want to see Kevin Biruda as a shooting star press, and
Yeah.
you know that's it. So those two guys, they yeah, they you know Biru
No, they
almost won the
definitely they're
Ironman
great baby
title.
faces.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. I've seen Sean as a heel once, and I think Sean is better as a heel than a face, to be honest. But
Well,
I think
maybe somewhere down the line.
no, I'm not thinking about that right now. But I think the four guys I told you are maybe the future of XZW. Uh, of course, there was Frank Milano, but he's out of wrestling because of COVID, because I think his wife is immunodepressed or something. Not too sure. I don't want to advance myself in that. But if he gets COVID, his wife can be really, really sick. So he
You
cannot
guys to be
wrestle.
careful. Yeah,
Yeah, so he prefer not getting out. But Frank was going to be our poster boy. He was just so popular.
he's a great
And
baby face for sure.
Jesus Christ, it's crazy. I mean, he came to XW and he was like two shows in the biggest baby face of the bunch. And he had a big storyline with Matt Viviani. So basically, I'm thinking about who I said. I think that's pretty much it. There's me, there's Bonesetter, but we are not there to go far in wrestling. I think, um, yeah, I think, and the other guys are already in top. I cannot say, oh, Jimmy Prophet is the future of XW. He's one of the best in the
Yeah,
world.
he's
One of the
already
best in
and
Canada.
Channing Decker's already up there. Yeah.
Yeah,
No, like
yeah.
you answered my
So
question perfectly. That's exactly what I was alluding
the
to.
first one that came to mind was Matt Viviani because why Matt? is just a fighter. You know, Matt is a cancer survivor.
Yeah.
That speak a lot about that guy. Um, like I said, a little tweaks left and right, and he can be one of the biggest assets to any show. You just need to not take those bad habits that some people around him have. You know, just be like, he's not like this right now, but he needs to not become like this, because some wrestlers become like, not lazy, but let's just say at some point you stop working to get bookings and you stop working to sell tickets. So you just get booked and go to the show and wrestle. So you know, he's not like this right now, but hopefully he's not gonna become, because he's around some people like this. But I think he can be one of a top star in Quebec. And if I can help him with that, I'm gonna be, because he's so much of a nice guy.
Yeah,
You know,
definitely he is.
Matt Viviani is awesome. I'm just saying that he should be like he can be a champion everywhere. He's People need to look into Viviani, and I'm waiting for a promotion to put the heavyweight title on Carl Jepsen. You know, I know he doesn't care about titles, but
It
someone
might
needs
be a
to
matter
do
of
it.
time before he, even
Yeah,
if he
maybe it's
doesn't
gonna be
care.
XLW. You know, maybe it's gonna be XLW.
Yeah.
But yeah, I answer my question, and I think I surround myself with one of the best crop of wrestler in Quebec. So you
So,
know, I've got,
um,
I've got Box Belmar with me, helping me like with some booking stuff. So Belmar is around. I've got Prophet now. I got Brad. You know, I got a lot of people. Uh, Thomas Dubois, I started talking to him a lot recently, and there's Decker, Andrew Stott, Speedball, Dave's a big brain, Matt Viviani, Beru, Mason, Carl Jepsen, I can go on and name all the wrestlers. And you think about it, it's one of the best like roaster in Quebec.
no, you've definitely built. I like the mix of like you've got what I would say like I said, like those baby faces that grew in the company, and then you've had the vision to go out and pick the guys that you want that are like the black. You got the black Quebecois, and then you brought in a while ago though. You brought in Channing Decker and you made him a champion, but that was a good vision because then you could see after he was just getting booked everywhere else too. So it's like you you saw what everyone else saw, but you saw it
I
before
gave him
kind of
his
thing,
first championship in Quebec.
That's it. So
Yeah, before other people does, because it was obvious where that guy's career was heading. So I wanted to be the first one to give him that title, because if he become famous or whatever, I'm gonna say, well, what's the first title you got in Quebec? XW Ironman. That's it.
and the
You need to
crowd
do.
seems to love him. The crowd has bonded with
Yeah, yeah, because he's trying hard. Like the first time he got booked was against me, and he takes the mic, and I just go at the crowd, and he takes the mic, and he said, uh, he started speaking in French. And during his trip to Sorel from Toronto, he tries to talk French. So that's pretty cool of him. So he's like, I know some people don't know me because je viens de loin, but what do you say if pour une nuit seulement, Channing Decker vient de Sorel, saying he's from that town. The crowd just adopted him like this. So, but you just because I don't want to forget something, you talked to me about the face hill stuff. So basically, I'm teaming with Dave, and it's a many promotion storyline because I was teaming with Dave and JCW, and we made a war with JCW. Then we started getting booked everywhere, me and Dave as a team, and we're a big hill team and stuff. And then COVID came, and we came back at baby faces. So basically, it's not because you get booed that people hate you. They boo you because
what
you
you
know
do, how you act, what you.
if they react to you as a heel, they're gonna react to you as a face. So basically, I'm heel with Dave, and the fans are begging us to be good guys. but we didn't do it
Do
anywhere.
anything.
Or
You didn't save a
no,
burning baby
no.
in a burning building or
Just
something.
just before COVID came, the first when it arrived in early 2020, the first show 2020, 2000, the second show, they started cheering for us. And I'm not going to be an hypocrite in wrestling and say, "Oh, shut your mouth when they cheer you up." If they cheer you, they cheer you. You love it, even if you're a heel. Just don't be a douchebag. You need to adapt to the crowd. So they start cheering us. So we're like, and
Go
then they
with it,
starting
kind of.
feeding
Yeah.
us, but we're still doing ill stuff. But they still start getting into us. So we're wrestling XS and XS Junior, and I look at Dave and I said after the match, we need to do a speech. We need to speak and do a face speech because we might be stopped because of COVID. So basically, Dave took the mic and talked about XS Junior, and he said he reminded me of him when he was young, not like as the person, but the fact that his father of Dave was a wrestler, and XS Junior got the chance to partner with his father XS. So it was a face stuff, and people started cheering for us. And when it came back, it's just like the people was waiting for Exa to be start back, but they were waiting for me and Dave to be back so they could react to us.
See
Because
what's gonna happen now with this new face dream.
when you lead, you kind of lead like the show as your main event stuff and whatever. You're kind of the people they want you to see again, kind of without bragging rights. But Dave is pretty popular in Sorel now. So
It all worked.
they
It worked. It worked
they
like a T.
yeah, they couldn't wait to see Dave again. So when he came back, he's got a big pop, and I'm just the local guy. So wrestling is back. I'm the local guy. They saw me and they just exploded, and no ego there. First show back, I lose my title against Black Quebecois. Why did I choose that? Good for business. You know, I don't care about having the tag team title. I want to create a big Black Quebecois with Brad Alexis. That's my plan. And now it's working and it's going to be one of the best things. I'm telling you, Black Quebecois with Brad is going to be awesome.
No, I
Awesome, awesome.
definitely. I
They,
enjoy
they
the. I
need to
enjoy it
book
a lot.
them.
I like where it's going for sure.
Hopefully, they won't book Brad with Black Quebecois only in Sorel. They need to book him with Prophet and Jepson everywhere, and Jess, of course. They need to
Oh,
do
they
it
have good
everywhere. So
chemistry as a group.
it's
Definitely.
they are awesome. I mean, Prophet and Brad, they talk a lot of stuff, but they are so good at it. Hey, bro,
Definitely.
it's been like 2 hours. I'm just saying, I
Yeah,
can talk for four. So
definitely. But we're gonna wrap it up here. But just give me one last question. Where do you see? Who do you think is your next big opponent when we? Where do you see your next big match gonna be?
for me,
Yeah.
I I have unfinished business with Prophet and the Black Quebecois. I'm thinking at some point maybe a big 4-on-4 with me, Beru, Sean, and Dave. A lot of people thinks I'm gonna turn on Dave because he made us lose a couple of times, and I'm kind of tired about that. And some people are sure I'm gonna turn on him. They've been busting it. They've been screaming and during the show, you're gonna turn on him because I was mad the other day after losing because of him. So I was behind him looking at him like a freak, and I had the chair and I just threw it on the floor, and he turned around. It's like teasing a heel turn. But I'm not doing shit, and I'm not gonna turn on him. Hey, I'm not like this. I'm the raccoon. Like I'm
So
gonna like I'm gonna say what I'm gonna do.
there you go.
But
Exactly. So there's
if
lots
if
of possibilities.
if me and Dave gets another fight and we need to fight each other, I might fight Dave. It's a match in the making and stuff. Another match I'm thinking. I just fought Bailey, and it's a match some people wanted to see. It's kind of sad because they want to see it in a one-on-one, but yeah, still. I faced him before he went to Impact, so I'm happy. So,
Yeah.
but something that people don't know is Shannon Decker challenged me a couple of times. he wants me in a no DQ match. He wants me in a hardcore match because I do hardcore. Decker do hardcore, so he wants to test me. So he kind of challenged me like 2 or 3 times. So
That could be in the
maybe
future.
maybe if I have a show like that, I don't have anything for the raccoon. Maybe I might find Dicker somewhere. I tell him, "You want to fight me? You're gonna get me. Hardcore match. I don't care." So maybe that's something that I might do. But basically, I've been a tag team wrestler in the last year with Dave, and I think I need to do some solos a little bit more because and that's I'm shooting right now. It's just uh, Dave is so big now that I'm not a guy who's going to be in someone's shadow. So now it's time maybe for me to do more solo matches because when I'm teaming with Dave, I tend to put the spotlight on him because I'm seeing him explode in Quebec wrestling. So I want to help him explode in Quebec wrestling. But at the same time, I'm forgetting myself. So that needs to stop. It's just saying that. I got a lot of top guys in Quebec saying, go solo, bro. You're bigger solo. And I'm thinking about it. And so maybe that's why I told that to a couple of persons. So maybe that's why they think I'm going to turn on it. But we're going to see.
Yeah,
We're going to
so there's
see.
a lot of possibilities, but
Yeah.
they're all interesting. We'll have to see what happens. So Jason,
Yeah.
it's been great to have you here. Why don't you let the people know where we can reach you on social media?
Well, basically, it's Jason. I'm using my real name. So my wrestler name is my real name. So basically, Jason Petitclerc on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. I'm everywhere. Of course, the Extreme Zone Wrestling page. I'm the one running it. I'm the one writing on it. I'm doing all the articles and stuff. So that's pretty much it. I mean, add me on Facebook. I'm pretty chill and I love having a lot of people. And no, I'm not gonna like show you all my ads about XLW at you, so don't be scared. But yeah, add me. I love when people add me, and don't be shy. So add me on Twitter. I want my Twitter to be bigger, and Extreme Zone Wrestling on YouTube. Not too much stuff on it, but with Prophet serenading me about it, so I might have to work on it. So, so
Yeah,
that's
it's
pretty
great.
much it. So
Well,
come watch XLW. So you're gonna be see me there. I'm pretty chill. If I know you, you're a friend. You're gonna enter for free. just just come. We're gonna have a time. I'm gonna make you a deal. So yeah,
But
that's about.
yeah, thank you so much for being on the show.
Yeah,
We
thanks
had
to you.
a long conversation here. You'll always have a platform if you want to come back and talk on the show. And definitely, maybe in a couple months' time, we'll have you back for a part 2 interview.
Yeah, I have a lot to say. So basically, I could talk for hours. I mean, but yeah, thanks for having me. I'm really happy. Kind of tired a little bit, but really happy to be here. And work on that website good and talk about Quebec wrestling. Who cares about AEW and WWE? Just my advice. I mean, make it English. It's gonna be the only English one. And bro, you know, that's just a tip from me. Talk about the wrestler on your new website. Like a wrestler, like just won a title. Oh, that wrestler won a title last show. Blah blah blah. It's gonna be great.
Yeah,
Fuck
that's pretty much the
AEW.
plan, my
Fuck
friend.
Impact Wrestling. Fuck WWE. It's Quebec wrestling. I don't even watch wrestling on TV. Just saying. I watch Quebec wrestling.
That's it, my friend. And
Yeah.
we're going to have a lot of information about all kinds of Quebec wrestling on indiequebec.com and including XZW. So,
Thank you.
ladies and gentlemen, thank you for listening. And Jason, you were a great guest. I'll be
Thank
talking
you.
to you soon, my friend.
Thank you. Have a nice day.